Hey Spuddies, potatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to our Let's Play on Scotland. The things are looking up pretty good for Millhouse here, but the big problem I've got is that I'm just not expanding quick enough and I'm really far behind technologically. Now, I'm fairly confident that if I can get these universities up and start building up my relationship with some of these scientific city-states, that I'll be in a fairly okay place. I think the move here is to put 2 points into Hattusa. That'll get me +2 science in all of my universities, and that'll help me scale a little bit longer. Now, my capital is ready for another district, and I kind of like the idea of going for the diplomatic quarter here. This would allow any trade routes that I send to my capital to be much more powerful. But then again, I could get my industrial zone and my aqueduct up in the same amount of time, which would further boost the productivity of this city. I can't do both right now, but the city is growing fast enough to where that it's probably not that big of a deal if I go for it right now and slightly delay this, because I don't need the housing, and I think I would much rather get the envoys, because I think envoys are going to be a big part again of how I actually scale into the late game here, how I survive being behind so far. I've got 10 turns to earn 4 more era score, which will be useful. Who is the most hated player in the game? Let's have a look at the global relations. So of all the people being denounced, it looks like Georgia is the most denounced in the game right now. So I think I'm going to vote up grievances against Georgia, since she seems to be pretty hated. And I'll try and double Great Scientist points again. I'll put quite a bit in here on these things, because I'd like to win them. Getting those Diplo points opens up options for flexibility for late game wins. And it looks like Tamar was in fact the person who was chosen, and Great Scientist points are doubled. Awesome. We just got feudalism, so we can plug in serfdom, and urban planning is still really useful right now, but serfdom would change the game for me, so I'm going to switch the Great Scientist points for serfdom. I'd also like to pick up exploration here. Merchant Republic would help me build up my infrastructure with that 15% production bonus towards districts. The big thing I'm waiting on is this Golden Age. If I could nail the Golden Age, you know, great things will come from that. And I think all I need to do is convert a city and get suzerainty of Taruga, or Hattusa rather, and then I think that nails me a Golden Age, which is exactly what I need. Because I just need 4 points, so I think I've got it in the bag. Yeah. We found the Dead Sea. Damn. It would have been nice to get that relic. I forgot to get my temple in Dumfries. So that's actually 2 relics I've missed out on, which really sucks, because that's a really good faith gain. I guess the relic play just didn't quite work out the way I'd hoped. Not the end of the world. Right, boom, there's buttresses. We also finished our diplomatic quarter, which got us an envoy. Let's go to Hattusa. Boom. Gain suzerainty, and now I just need 1 point, and when I settle this city I'll immediately convert it and get those last 2 points. So I think we're secure. In terms of tech, it would be nice to get military engineering, but I'm going to wait for the aqueduct, I think, to boost that. Every little bit of science counts, especially when you're so far behind, so I'm just trying to get as many boosts as I can. You found Gilgamesh's capital. Looks like it's over in Western Europe, maybe even Britain, although I think the UK is more like to here. Alright, we got to deal with this courser, and I think the best unit to do that is the vampire, while I fortify and shoot him with archers. So if I can get this Golden Age, which I have actually secured a Golden Age now from meeting people and stuff like that, that is a big deal. I'll be able to mass purchase builders, which probably also means I should look for another governor title. And if I can get medieval fairs relatively quickly here, I'll be able to slap in Liang and get really powerful 6 charge builders for faith. Alright, we'll settle down this settler. We'll immediately convert the city. Boom, era score. So I need to plan out these vampire castles. You eventually get 4, but I'm thinking a layout like these 2, and then a 3rd one down here. I give up 3 tiles in this city and pretty much lock it in so that it'll have to build its campus here, which is fine. But this city will eventually be just a massive place for me to generate production for my capital, which will help me with my space race stuff. Built the aqueduct, so I've got tons of housing now, and now I can feel safe researching military engineering. I could actually get Kilwa Kisawani here, and it's only a 19-turn build. I'd probably have to steal a productive tile or 2, but for a 19-turn build, here's the thing. If anyone has already started it, yeah, okay, nobody's actually started it, so I'm going to go for Kilwa here. It represents a huge boost to my empire's capabilities, and I'll need to try to remember where the wonder building card is here. I think I have it, actually. No, it's Gothic architecture, so I could go monarchy temporarily to grab the wonder building card. I think we go monarchy here to get that wonder building card. It makes a big difference. All right, 1 point in Taruga, kaboom. That'll net me a little bit of science. Byzantium doesn't like how close I'm settling to him, but I'm a decent distance from him. So I don't know what his problem is. Like, I don't know, I think he's just being a mad boy, and I don't like mad boys. I barely even like sad boys. I'm saving faith for the next era. So my religious spread will slow down now, but that's all right. Spreading my religion isn't a major goal of mine. It would have been nice to evangelize. To that end, okay, I'm being denounced by Khmer, which means he may attack, but now I'm ahead of him, so he's like really my only threat, and I think I've dealt with him appropriately. I basically just like took him out of the game. Got a friendship with Gilgamesh. Let's get a military alliance with him. That gives me really, really good defensive strength. And I'll see if maybe anyone wants to buy my spare luxuries. All right, selling off spare luxuries to the Cree. Happy days, boys, happy days. All right, we got a little bit of a barbarian problem. Good luck dealing with that, buddy. 2 turns and I can start spamming builders out. There's Zavora. Looks like a city that flipped independent. Found the Matterhorn. All right, another relic dead. It's all right. But we also found Mexico. I think I value the scouting information more than I do the the relics at this point, because I just haven't been able to get holy sites online. Big erupty boy, which destroyed one of my holy sites. Not the end of the world. We'll just have to do a quick rebuild there. We got another university up. We're up to 100 science. We are catching up. We're slowly but surely closing the gap, and our first industrial zones are starting to come online. World enters into the Renaissance era. This is what we were looking forward to. And the really nice thing is here, we're going to be able to make the monumentality, dedication, and start looking at actually improving some of this territory. It's only 90 faith per dude. I think we go ahead and reassign Magnus to Cullen, and we just get a builder over here. We get a builder in Dundee. I'm just gonna go ham on builders actually. It will make a difference. So I'm just gonna go builders basically everywhere and start trying to improve these tiles. Barbarians are trying to hunt down my little scouting missionary down here, but to no avail. Right, boom. Finally, this city has an improved tile to work, and it's a quarry, which is a huge difference, right? That +1 production, it's a game changer. Starting to get farms up now. So growth is how I grow these cities, or how I produce in these cities. We just got the aqueduct. I really don't like spending the 100 gold on this, but I kind of need to if I'm gonna have anything resembling production in these 2 cities. They just need to do this. Otherwise, they'll just be useless for far too long. All right, cool. Finally getting my farm triangles online. That'll help continue to boost the city up. Plus, these tiles are worth a little bit of production. Not much, but they are worth something. All right, Divine Right is done. We are going to switch to Monarchy. It's going to cause us to have to shift around our thing. I'm going to take out colonization for a little while. I'm not settling any cities. I am building a wonder, so I'll plug in Gothic architecture. And the little bit of science from natural philosophy is helping. Otherwise, it's going to be conscription. And I'll also plug in discipline, because there is a barb camp that I'm defending against. Let's put a single point into Anshan. That's +3 science right there, and that'll continue to scale as I get more and more of my things online. This is a flat land, so right, boom, we'll do that. This will probably be a very, very basic coastal city eventually. Harbor with a campus, all she needs. I could hire a galley here, which would allow me to explore the sea, but it would likely appear inside the Black Sea, I think this is called, which means I wouldn't be able to get out because Babylon doesn't have a canal here. I think that would be a cool thing to add to the game, is natural strait crossings for waterways where boats and people can pass. I think that would be like a cool little addition. We got our preserve in Cullen. We're going to get to work on that grove. There's going to be a bit of harvesting going on here. I need that gold. First reason is so I can hire a courser from this clan. It's a nice boost of that gold. The second reason is just because I want this land clear and ready for forests in the late game. I think we harvest here, boost that city's population up. So I think for Dumbarton, I'm going to spend 120 gold to buy that tile. I will harvest the stone to finish the monument and then immediately begin work on a campus. It's going to be a really, really slow, really long time building that campus, but it does start to move me in the direction of my ideal setup. I'm hoping that a little bit of extra stuff in here will help. The real problem here is that I spawned with no production, so it's making my life very, very difficult. Now pretty much all of my gold is going to be going towards getting this vampire castle set up. There'll be a good chunk of gold that goes into it, but the rewards at the end of the tunnel are going to be massive. These cities are growing rapidly. Too bad their production isn't growing rapidly, but they are going to get there. Like, they will. I'm going to sell off all my luxuries and my strategics and stuff. He'll give me 29 gold per turn, so I assume he'll give me like a very, very, very good deal here. And I just need a bit of raw gold to buy my tiles. All right, let's do it. So we buy here, we buy here. We're almost ready for the vampire castle. Boom. We got our sanctuary up, or our grove rather. I'm going to use these tiles to grow the city. Give me a good chunk of culture and faith too to make up for my weak culture and faith. 20 plus turns for this city-state to convert, and my gold funneling to it has hopefully been helping a lot. Nice, we're very, very close to Kilwa, and I'm also tempted to maybe try to pick up Angkor Wat if nobody has. Looks like somebody already grabbed it. Well, never mind on that front. I do want Reformed Church for the golf course. +2 gold, +1 culture if adjacent to a city center, and +1 culture if adjacent to an entertainment complex. I'm more inclined to look for that gold and culture, so I think we head for Reformed Church here. Very, very nice. We got our aqueduct built in here. We got our industrial zone built in here. I could go for the workshop, which has some appeal. I could also go for my commercial hub. Problem is that's fairly expensive. I may just go for my holy site because that has amenities and housing on it, which will allow the city to continue to grow. I'm sitting on a governor title. Let's grab Liang. I'll put her somewhere relatively central. Like, I guess Dumfries is a good choice. I'll be able to move people around easily. I'm going to quickly plug out Gothic architecture and then slap in colonization. This is just so I can use my chops that I have here to maybe grab myself a quick settler in this city and then get a bit more control of this southern area. My science has stagnated a little bit, but that's okay. It will continue to grow. I'm a good bit behind, but I'm starting off, or I'm starting on some new campuses here, and that should lead to good tidings in the very near future. Kilba's 2 turns away. It'd be really nice if I could grab that, because it would mean suzerainty of Hattusa. It gains a lot of value, and then I would start maybe fishing for another suzerainty. Right, boom, place the plantation. I've been scouted by a bad man. There's a barb camp here that I forgot about. Ugh. Right, boom. Kilwa, as we expected. There's the 3 envoys. Now we can use those 3 envoys to fish for a suzerainty. Mitla would have been ideal. Yeah, we're going to have a hard time getting another scientific suzerainty. But I reckon Nalanda is probably worth fighting for. So we'll start the battle for Nalanda. And I'm also genuinely considering reassigning a Mani to Nalanda, because I don't need that candy suzerainty anymore. So let's grab a Mani and put her into Nalanda. Industrial zone in the capital for extra production. Not that I will really need it, it's just kind of campuses and industrial zones are just like really synergistic for Scotland. So you kind of want to have them. It's not like the most optimal way to play, like I'm not going to pretend that, but I think it's the most interesting way to play them. I think this is Brittany in France over here, this little area. Okay, my camera keeps getting pulled around. I'm trying to like this is Brittany. So this is France, and then Spain presumably is down there. Only 10 turns on this thing now. It looks like cavalry has been unlocked, which is scary because line infantry is over here, and I know they're unlocked, and I know cavalry are unlocked as well. So that's quite a bit of tech that I'm behind. But then again, I'm not that far behind. Like, I'm actually doing okay. My big problem is my vampires aren't getting stronger. But I can place a vampire castle here, which has given my capital an extra 25 production, 4 gold, 2 faith, and 9 food. If I come in here and refresh this, it's up to 60 production of my capital at this stage of the game. We're looking really, really well. I really do feel like the vampires were my best choice to get back into this game. I can start faith purchase and builders in here. Now they have 6 charges, which is like hyper efficient. There's a +3. Yeah, I think I want to build the harbor first. I'm kind of like severely lacking in trade routes, whereas my science is okay, but my trade routes are terrible. I have 1 trade route. I've got a bit of a problem with these barbs. These musketmen are just a bit too strong for me. I don't know what to do. At the very least, I have 1 vampire that's like able to stand up to these units because he has so many kills. And this Barb clan is imminently about to upgrade, so I think that allows me to free up this courser to come down and help out. I also think it would be good to pick up grants on Pingala, because that extra 100% great people points in my capital will come in super handy. I'm lacking amenities in here, so there's definitely a entertainment complex in my future. I think the entertainment complex goes there. Golf course goes there. That's an extra 5 amenities between these 2 things, and a moderately workable tile. Alright, just staying fortified to try and take as much damage as I bring reinforcements up. I'd say something that might help is if I were to chop out a unit here. Now, I can chop in Cullen for 131 production. So 131 production could get me what? Man-at-Arms would give me pretty good strength defense, but I'd have to unlock my government and plug in feudal contract, which means colonization is going. And then I chop, boom, Man-at-Arms. Not perfect, but it does give my cities 35 combat strength, so I can resist this man-at-arms down here more easily. Unfortunately, when you get units from non-constructed sources, it doesn't update your cities. Now, thinking about what we want to do here, Grandmaster's Chapel would give me a more of a militaristic slant. I could go kill Khmer now that I'm like super ahead of him. It would significantly helped me snowball with regards to a science victory. So that has potential as a move. I would inherit a lot of this. I could pillage a lot of his land. The other one is to go for intelligence agency and use spies heavily. But I think I go the Grandmaster's Chapel, because once this era is over, I'm not going to have much use of my faith. And being able to use my faith as a way to translate into military without sacrificing production would mean I could snowball off of killing them. And they look very, very weak. Let's get to work on this campus in here. It's a +3 campus. It's a very, 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 very late set of campuses I'm building right now. But you know, things happen. Sometimes you get a bad start. You got to try and grind your way through and play very, very carefully. But I have Suzerainty of Nalanda and Hattusa, which is giving me a nice boost to my science. Right now, I'm scaling hardest off of scientific city-state, so I might put 2 points in here to get the extra 2 science from my universities. I'm assuming Barbell attack and stuff like that, and we'll just end up in a pretty bad spot. But there, that worked actually. You know, I think we harvest the deer, which gets us closer to this finishing. And then I guess I harvest again, because that gets us 3 turns away from this harbor completing, and then we can get a trade route, put a mine down, we're good to go. Boom, start campus. Boom, a CAD has formed. Perfect. All right, and we're the first to meet a CAD. Awesome. Not the city-state I was hoping for, but it does give me nice land here. In terms of what I'm going to do in Dumfries, I reckon a harbor. Harbor for gold, harbor for production, harbor for food and growth. Do I want the temple? Probably. Faith translates into military here for me, and I also want the stupa, so let's get that ball rolling. All right, I'm having a bit of a problem dealing with these guys. I will be able to upgrade this guy to a musketman next turn, which means my vampires will get significantly stronger. It's also just about golf course time. Alright, so they did a bit of pillaging. I have reformed church. I don't know if I'm going to switch my government yet, but I know for a fact that I will upgrade you. That will boost both of these guys up. 55 combat strength. Diplomatic service, so we can get a chancery. I think I have to now buy this tile and get started on this. Get that campus on the way. I think I really like the influence points here. The discount on faith purchases, though, would help me a lot when I'm going to war with Khmer. Don't need feudal contract anymore. I will plug in Republican legacy for that 5 housing and 5 amenities. It's a lot of amenities. And then, yeah, we'll call it there. Sitting on a good amount of diplomatic favor. I wonder if there's anyone who will buy it for a good price. So 19 gold per turn, 36 gold per turn from Congo. I'm going to take that deal. So I'm hoping for city center and my districts being culture bombs. It would be a nice little boost. Campus buildings being boosted is fine. It just means I have to get my campuses up a little bit sooner than I had originally planned so that I can take advantage of that. Grandmaster's Chapel is done. I need to plan out my golf courses. So I reckon golf course here, golf course right there, golf course right there. Why not? Why not? Won't be able to get a good one in Dumfries. Probably have to sacrifice a tile for it. So what do we do in Stirling? If we're going to go to war with these guys, I'd like to do it with at least a trebuchet or 2. So I'm just going to hard build those to prep, because I'm pretty sure all he has are pikemen, which I think we can deal with fairly easily. All right, so in Scone we got +1 amenity, bam, drop down that golf course, get that era score, and now we got +3. The city's cranking out quite a bit more on all cylinders. Let's get to work on metal casting. I'd like those bombards, save up my niter, make that war with Khmer much easier. Golf courses are going down. That'll actually have a nice impact on my gold income, but more importantly, it kind of just buffs all my yields because I have more amenities, which is kind of the cool thing about Scotland, is that you can go tall and you can get a lot of amenities and sort of scale your cities really big, but the amenities also help a lot when you're going wide. Like, it makes a big difference having +2 amenities in all these conquered cities. I wish these vampires we're able to actually join the front line, but I think that's just not gonna happen because I just have to spend so much time trying to clear this bullshit out. I forgot that I got an eagle warrior over here. That's kind of hilarious. I remember now all those builders he got me. I'm so proud of him. Let's slap down some Mahavaras here. It's a way for me to pick up a free tech as well as a little bit of extra science from my tiles, and there's not really much good I can do in here until I can get lumber mills, so I may as well just throw something down. Question is, when do I declare war on Khmer? I have one trebuchet. It can be hard to tell the timing of these things. Chop here, finish the lighthouse, immediately start a campus. It's 46 turns for that shipyard. Damn, that's a long ass time. A big problem I got right now is none of my cities have production. Like, it's just really a struggle. Like, I don't know how I get production in this city. I built the only productive tile improvement, well, 2, right? And it just is bad forever. Maybe it's just a badly settled city. I don't know. I feel like you're a little bit too dependent on hills in this game. I really do think it's a bit of an issue for the game balance wise, because there's just some terrains that are just so far and away better than others. Alright, moment of truth. Can we clear this barb camp without anything spawning on me? I'm gonna sort of tentatively start moving stuff away. We are gonna be hitting the next era pretty soon, and my science is not catching up at the rate I want it to. So I think I need to kill Khmer to catch up scientifically here, and that's gonna mean bombards. Bombards and coursers and crossbows are all I need actually to win this war. And then if I can get those vampires over, that's just icing on the cake. Oh, of course a line infantry appears just as I'm about to clear it. Ah, man. Now that is a slap in the face. I think I save a lot of money here, upgrade my army if I plug in professional army. So I'm going to take out conscription for a couple turns, go through. Yeah, it's only 125 gold now. Boom, boom, boom. Boom and boom. And then I just got this trebuchet to upgrade to a bombard. Can you actually become a knight as well? Okay, now this is a military that I could kill this guy with. Just gotta get a little bit more stuff in position. Yeah, so on the verge of war with the Khmer and an endlessly pain in my ass barbarian encampment. I'm gonna leave it there. We should start seeing our science tick up in the next episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.